All right, I'm gonna let the show start.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go with you guys.
Let's
Flex,
go.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking this Zozo Gungun by Oliphant
Phase
Brewing.
3?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a hazy triple IPA.
Oh, fun
Yeah,
can.
super
too.
fun can.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am being joined by the guy that is straight off the dickiest trip you've ever taken. Flexiles, what's up, bud?
So many dicks.
So many big, hard dicks on your trip.
Huge pool dicks.
Yeah. We'll talk about
yeah,
that.
great dick air, but I'm doing all right.
glad to hear it. Glad you're back. Glad you made it back. And then joining us from the East Coast is everyone's favorite. I was going to make a hair joke, but I'm not. I got
take
nothing.
it too personally.
Well, and I got nothing. I got nothing chambered. It's Beergirl Melissa.
I'm just here for the dicks.
You and Deb.
Deb,
Don't
are you
forget
there?
debsdicks.com.
Yes. Bookmark it. Make it your homepage. In fact, if you're in like college or something, make it all the homepages on the library computers. debsdicks.com. Do us a favor, and that'd be great. Also, crappyrepublic.com, flexmeabeer _ in between on the gram, at Crappy Republic. Mel, what's your fucking handle nowadays?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard to even say what it is. It's Beergirl _ Mel. We made
So
it a
confused.
little less.
Like it changed like
It's
Is that
four
a
less,
little
times.
is
less
that
fun.
less underscorey?
You know what? I really wanted it to be BGM and it wouldn't allow me to. And then I changed it so much I got halted. So everybody thought that I was hacked, but I wasn't. You know, when you change your handle too many times or try to,
That's
you get
funny.
halted. Yeah.
I
So
didn't
it's-
know that.
So,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because they think somebody's hacking your profile, but not the case. It is Beergirl _ No, drop
Okay.
the Issa.
Just
She's
easier.
a
Is that?
pissa.
Yeah.
Well, and
I don't
everybody
know.
calls you Beergirl Mel, so it works out.
I'm a Mel, and I
that's true.
think I just had like an existential crisis. So we were trying to figure ourselves out on the gram, but here we are.
Maybe like Beergirl Melissa is the drunk version of Beergirl Mel.
I think Beergirl Melissa is the business-oriented one, and
Oh,
Mel
okay.
is the drunk for certain.
Okay, so Melissa's the one that gets shit done and Mel's the crazy bitch.
Correct.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, that's
I can remember that.
That's a deal.
Yeah, who are we hanging out with right now?
I'm still Melissa right now.
Okay.
We'll see.
Give it time.
We'll see how it progresses. Tonight.
Give it time. We're drinking a triple tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeehaw.
Before we get into what we're drinking, top listening city of last week, shout out to Ventura, California, local to me out
no
here. Thanks,
kidding.
Ventura. Yeah, I feel like it makes sense because that's where the live show was, and so probably got a few extra listeners off that. And so thanks for drinking and joining, and hope you tag along.
And I was just going to say, so Shannon did actually tune in on last week's episode when she probably shouldn't have. So that's why you had the #1 in Ventura, correct?
Oh, God, I hope she didn't tune in. When we were talking about all the dicks, you mean?
Yeah, I think so.
The dick weather, the dick air, and the dick hotel. and-
Yeah, the proper dick air. Don't forget I am a listener, guys.
Yeah.
This is why I am on the podcast, because I am an avid listener to the podcast.
You know, I
An avid
forget
lover
I
of
say
dicks.
all this dumb shit
Also that.
the next morning.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm just like, wow, that was a fun show last night.
It was another one of those. This is what we talked about, I think, 2 weeks ago on the show when we were talking about all these dicks, was like sometimes I'll be editing the show on the couch with my AirPods in and I'll start giggling at the show. And then, you know, Shannon, the wife, reaches over like, what's so funny? And I'm like, you know, stuff. And so this time it was like, just a lot of debsdicks.com stuff, you know, so many dicks. We did find out that like some of her family's like neighbors were listening to the show at one point. Like,
What?
I forget. I think one of her
Ooh.
parents or one of her aunts or something like told their much younger neighbors about the show. Like, oh yeah, my son-in-law does a podcast, because they mentioned, you know, like drinking a Bud Light once in their life, and so like, oh, my son-in-law does a beer podcast.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, this is gonna get real awkward if we ever have to meet them or something. You know, like, hi neighbors.
Or they're going to want to be your best friend.
Yeah, maybe they've already bookmarked debsdicks.com. Who knows? One can only hope. So,
My money's on that.
Yeah, mine too. All right, let's see if we can turn Beergirl Melissa into Beergirl Mel.
Ooh.
Thanks to Melissa, soon to be Mel, we are drinking the same beer tonight. we are drinking. It's a collab from Tin Barn Brewing and Harlem Hops. I've never heard of Harlem Hops. They have come out with Harlem Queen. It is a triple IPA, 9.2%, has a 4.15 on Untapped. Nice and respectable there.
Very.
They say, together in honor of Black History Month, we brewed up this hazy triple New England IPA celebrating one of the first bad girls of Harlem. We thought it fitting to lay some extra dankness on this beer and triple dry hopped it with tons of Galaxy, Strata, and Ariana for dank green grapefruit and passion fruit pop. I've never heard of Ariana hops
No,
before,
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, that's a new one in my vocab over here. So interesting. Interested to try this. And it's also got some sweet can art. I always love colorful cans.
Who doesn't?
Grabs the eye.
Right?
It's pink and gray. I love that color scheme too of pink and gray.
Yeah, and on the can is Stephanie St. Clair, who they talk about. There's a whole description on the can. She is the godmother of Harlem. And it goes on to say there's a lot about her. It's a whole biography, but it goes on to say that she was the first woman, and probably black woman, I would say, that repelled the mafia in Harlem. So she
I
fought
guess
the
you
mob,
would never really think
and
that
she
was a
won.
thing.
I would never know.
You know?
No. And that's why I love this beer so much, because it's a little piece of history, and it's so important for us to kind of educate ourselves.
Yeah. And good news on top of it being an important part of history. It's fucking tasty too.
Oh, you took a sip. I didn't. I
sip.
didn't yet, but I have had this. No, I haven't had it.
That's a gorgeous
since
pour,
I
by the way.
first got it. So I'm excited to see how it's aged.
Yeah. So on the schnoz, I didn't get a whole lot. I got mostly dankness and a little bit of warmth from the booze. On the old tongue jobber, I definitely got some boozy warmth because this bad boy is pushing up on 10%. And I also got some of that grapefruit they were talking about, and some of the pith from the grapefruit that added like some bitterness to it. And of course, as I make little with my hand,
What is that even?
I don't know. It's my hand thinking for me, like, because I'm having a hard time with words. I'm not drunk enough. And then it finishes real nice and dank with a little bit of warmth on the end.
Correct. Yes, this has not aged very differently than when I tried it the first time. I've actually had it out, open, and breathing. It's extremely grapefruit. It's extremely bitter in a great way. I don't mean that in a bad way. And you get all of the notes of grapefruit and the dankness and the hop on the back end, but it doesn't finish so bitter that you're like, ugh.
Right.
You really want to just kind of sip this and enjoy it.
Keeps coming back for more.
Yeah. I mean, yes, that, but also it's a little bit different. I want to say that this is more of the Harlem hops side of the spectrum of this collaboration. It is not a very Tin Barn tasting kind of beer. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think we all know that, certain, I guess I would say probably most of your craft breweries, you get a taste for them, and you know exactly what their specific trademark taste is.
Absolutely.
And this is not
it's a
Tin
thing.
Barn. So I love the fact that Harlem Hops has kind of outshined and really done a fantastic job. This is really nice. I guess the style is New England and it's hazy, but it almost doesn't taste hazy. It doesn't feel like a New England. It doesn't finish like sweet. Like I like that it finishes dank. I like that it's bitter. I really think this is one of the top beers that I've had in a long time.
Whoa, dude, dang.
Yeah, to me, the finish is, like you said, it's super dank. There's a little warmth from the booze. And you even get just like and I know Flex likes this, like a tinge of hot burn on it, too.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Like almost peppery, know, like a little bit of pepper.
Kind of sticks on the tongue a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big fan of that, along with like a little bit of sweetness in my triples.
Yeah.
And it does have the citrus in the grapefruit, but it's not like a sweet.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? There's nothing sweet about this.
Sometimes triples can get too sweet in my book because they're trying to really up that ABV, and they did not do that on this one. It's
right,
nice,
or they'll add like marshmallow or lactose or whatever that kind of finishes really soft. But this
is you people over there would say is soft.
Wow, people.
You people.
You think it's soft?
Wow.
Unlike Flex, it's a little soft on the mouthfeel.
So you like it, Greg?
Hard right now.
I do like it. Yes, sir. I'll take another.
Yay!
Yeah. And thanks for the beer shipment.
Oh, I owed you for like over a year and a half. So
I've been trying to get beer from Mel since she did that IPA with Who'd you do that
I'm
with?
sorry. You know what?
I
I
wanted
still
it
have
so
2
bad.
4-packs in Lou's office.
No,
There's no
you
way those
don't.
taste good.
Yes, I do. And we've recently had beer friends come and visit, and I was tempted to give one, but I just don't know. It's 2 years old.
Yeah, I did
You want me
find
to just send you a can?
You
I would
can
just,
if you.
I would just chug it.
I'll try it. I mean, I'll try it. I just found a 6-pack like 3 weeks ago. I found an extra 6-pack of the collab with 14 Cannons, the Morning Watch, the coffee Kolsch. I tried. I was like, hey, still good. So now I got to send one out to Zach because I think he's like the only one that's on the show that hasn't tried it yet.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was a good beer.
That was pretty tasty. So
Flex, you tried my beer? You just
Yeah, it
never
was
told me
good.
about it. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was really good.
You never
Like, it was super dangerous.
Yeah.
That's
just
because
like
it was one of the beers that I
Sneaky.
put on a pedestal, and like
Waited
it
too
took
long.
it took me really long to drink it.
Yeah.
And then
he was embarrassed it took him so long, so he never told me that he
and
actually
then
drank
I
it.
didn't
the
want to
same
feel
thing
like I was
sometimes.
insulting,
Right.
but it
I
was
hate when
really it was more of a compliment than anything.
Yeah. I have this
I'll
problem
take it.
where the wife and I have been trying to drink a little less these days.
Same.
And on top of that, we've been doing mostly outside drinking, so like going to breweries or wineries or whatever.
Mhm.
And so, like, Mel sent me some beers. Brian from Titletown sent me some beers. And like he hit me up, he's like, "Hey, how was this beer and this beer?" I was like, "I got to be honest, man. I haven't drank. Like I've been not drinking beers at home, which now I've got like a stockpile of beers in my fridge. I'm gonna have to have a night where like friends come over and we just sample all the beers and stuff, and because I don't want them to get too old."
I said the same thing. I have so much trade beer right now. I've been blessed to have so many people send me beer, and I've been sending out as well. But I just have so much, and Lou is back on the dry and dry. He's not drinking at all. And I've been trying to like kind of lighten up on the beer. So I need to have like a bottle share, a can share.
Same.
Come over, drink
that's
beer
my
with me.
favorite Lou,
On my
by the way. Is he'll go out
The
and
sober one.
he'll run like 11 miles and then
Yeah.
bike 26, and then he won't have had a beer in like 3 months, and he'll come home and he'll just chug like a triple IPA.
Yeah.
And
In
like
3 seconds
shittered.
flat.
Yeah, his chugs are nuts. Like probably
He's
like
the fastest. Of
he's the
everything.
fastest chugger I've ever seen.
That's funny.
I concur. Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
And I am not. I am like the slowest chugger you'll ever see.
No,
Also
we all know,
same.
we all know Wendy's the slowest.
Okay, that's true.
But
I
we
don't
love
know.
her. We love you, Wendy.
But it's a fight for the bottom. It's a fight for the bottom. I am garbage.
Also, shout out to Wendy. She is walking tomorrow. She has graduated college.
That's
and
tomorrow.
It's
Yeah.
tomorrow. She's walking. And
Whereas you hear
she
this,
is
it would
a
have
college
already
grad.
happened. But that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, she'll
Congrats to
be excited
Wendy.
to know. We're so proud of you, Wendy. Congrats
Super proud.
and good luck.
Yeah. Hope you get hammered that night.
Oh, we know she's going to.
Yeah. Who are we kidding? So
Or on the weekend because she actually has a
job,
big girl
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I hate those
I
big
couldn't
girl
even
jobs.
handle that kind of
Yeah.
like.
All
Anyway.
right. A couple things to mention real quick. First, upcoming live show, 818 Brewing, May 13th. This is the show with the homie Chew Your Beer. So you guys, if you're in the SoCal region, come on out. 818 Brewing, Canoga Park, May 13th, 2:00.
Definitely looking forward to listening to that one.
Yeah. I hope they put that in cans so I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, I can't wait to even find out what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. No Choco Tasso, but it's gonna be the follow-up.
You've been talking about this for a while too, so I'm excited to see and hopefully taste
Yeah.
what actually comes out.
I'm excited
the
too
can.
because I heard the name and then the style, or at least not even the style, the flavors he was going for, and I
Mhm.
had a very specific assumption about it. And I think I even said it on the show with Zach that I said it's gonna be full of adjuncts. And then when I talked to Chew about it, he goes, "No adjuncts," and I was like,
Right.
"What? How are you getting these flavors?" So, anyways, I'm excited to try it. I think it's gonna be tasty. So, anyways, May 13th, 818 Brewing, Canoga Park, 2:00. Come on out, and of course there will be other beers too. Have a flight with us, hang out, crack wise, all that good stuff. And then real quickly, I wanted to mention a couple weeks ago when Nicole was on, we were talking about Lagerville, and I was like, "Hey, there was this tent that we tried that was like one of the best ones there. It's called Lager Nerds, and nobody had ever heard of it." And so I was telling someone about this, and they're like, "Yeah, I've never heard of Lager Nerds either." So we started Googling Lager Nerds, couldn't find it, doesn't exist. But I found a logo that looked just like the logo that was on the tent that was there. Turns out it was Gamecraft Brewing. So Gamecraft Brewing, I'm so sorry for fucking up your name entirely. But you had a great beer at Lagerville.
So did they have a beer called Beer Nerds, or what? Like, what was it?
Maybe. I don't know. Because like the
You guys were
sign...
hammered at that, correct?
Yeah, full disclosure, we were shittered.
That
But-
was the fest that Wiley showed up at your campsite beforehand.
Yeah, hey fuckers.
Toasted? Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Acclimating myself.
Yeah, but I don't think I was hammered when I tried that beer. I think I was just a little buzzy. But their signs, I remember reading their signs that were on the table, and it was like Beer Nerds, Agora, California, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I've never heard of Beer Nerds from Agora, California. That's so weird. But I looked it up, and I was like, that logo fucking matches. So it must be Gamecraft. So sorry.
Okay, so I need to know, and Flex, I'm really sorry that I can't include you in this because you've been to 0 beer fest or you finally went to one.
Oh, man. Called out.
Zing!
Ugh.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've been to an anniversary party, not like a fest, though.
I mean, are you really paying attention to every single beer that you like? There's probably 30 to 40 breweries minimally at every fest that you go to. Are you actually paying attention? Or are you trying and saying, I really like this, I really like that, and then you remember the brewery and you like a beer, but are you rating it? Do you have like a checklist?
No. There's definitely
because I have
a
some
cutoff.
friends that do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna chime in and say that this is a thing because I've been to a bottle share before where every single bottle somebody tries, they immediately look it up on Untappd and they
I've seen that.
But for every single beer.
Yeah, I've seen that at bottle shares. But for festivals, no. Like, there's definitely a cutoff point where like Greg is shittered and just drinking to stay drunk at this point.
Okay.
But
just
like the first, the first hour, especially when it's all lagers, it's lighter. The first hour, like I think I'm pretty with it and can rate beers accordingly. And I remember them sticking out in my head as surprisingly good. Like it was like the number one surprise because I never heard of them and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, God damn, this West Coast Pils is so good. I want to drink it all fucking day.
Right.
So,
or if you get an option to go back and have a second pour of it, which is kind of unheard of in New York.
Oh, really?
Like festivals just get really, really busy.
Oh, sure.
And they're blown up a lot. And I feel like a lot of the really advertised fests, you have to get the VIP.
Yeah.
And you have to get there early or you're right. You guys spoke about that. So that happens in New York too. And you have to get there early enough that you can try those sought after beers. And if you don't, there's still so much good stuff, but people get kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't get to try this. And of course, they're only bringing what they bring. Like, it's not like there's backup.
Yeah, they can't go to the trunk for more. But we've hit that age where we're like VIP all the way. Because like after 2-3 hours anyways, it turns into a shit show.
You're toasted, you're wasted, you need to leave. It's time to go.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah, I don't need 5 hours.
It's like an hour or less.
Yeah, I don't need 5 hours of a beer fest. Like 2-3 hours, I'm toasty, I'm fucked up, and I'm tired of people. I'm ready to go back to wherever we're staying and get shittered. The nice thing about Lagerville is like no one lives around there. Everyone had to come up. So like there was it wasn't super crowded. Like it wasn't overpacked. Everybody got what they wanted. Like I hit a couple at the end of the day who were out, but like I hit up Alvarado Street Brewing and
Love
the guy that
Alvarado Street.
so good. And it was their brewer Biggie who was super nice. And I was like, hey man, I can't believe I haven't made it over here yet. Like it's the end of the day. He goes, I'm all out of lagers. He goes, but I have a secret 4-pack of IPAs back here. You want to try it? I was like, yes, I do.
It's Lagerville,
That's
so they're
awesome.
also like light, like lower ABV, like not a problem.
Yep.
You know, you go to Pastry Town and you need to eat a pizza before you enter. Yeah, it's bad.
That's like the Firestone
They didn't do it this
Invitational.
year.
Oh, really?
They
Really?
did not do Other half did not do Pastry Town. They released their Pastry Town stouts for the year at the New York Brewers Guild, I think.
Mm.
And they have Green City, but it's smaller. So I don't know. Is anyone going? It's June 23rd and 24th, I believe. If you're going, like, drop a comment because maybe I'll show up.
Slide in those DMs.
Yeah. Let's see if I could even get a ticket. It's super exclusive.
Yeah, that's like Firestone. Like Firestone's in June in Paso Robles, which is notoriously hot, like 100 degrees in June. And for some reason, every brewery that shows up is like, hey, we wanted to showcase our 14% pastry stout today. It's like, you know what the fuck I don't want today when it's 100 degrees?
Yes,
Give me your goddamn lager. Give me your shittiest, like lightest, not even shitty, but give me your lightest, crispest lager.
Crisp, cold, refreshing.
Yeah, I want no
Coors
flavor,
Light, but
no
better.
ABV. Yeah, exactly. If you got the champagne of beers back there, I wouldn't even be
I want
mad.
it.
Yeah,
No, yeah. Give me some of that.
It's better than a pastry stout at 105 degrees, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, Firestone was fun, but we've only been once so far because we never get tickets. It was fun, but yeah, I wish they'd fucking spread around their beers a little bit more. I don't know why everybody thinks it's our time to get the pastry stouts going. Like the Bruery always shows up, and like every hour they put on a different pastry stout, like it's a different variant of Black Tuesday or whatever. It's like, oh, this is what I need at a beer festival, a 19%er. Yeah, great idea. Let's give everybody 19% tastes from the Bruery.
But I go for that. I'm like 19%. That's what I want. And then I'm
I try and stay.
It's bad news.
I would try and stay away from that.
Yeah, the one
I want to remember the day.
Exactly. The one we had, I don't even remember what it was because like they put on a different Black Tuesday every hour, and we had one of them, and it was like something bacony and smoky, and it was so bad. It was a drain pour for me. It was a no for me, dog. So
you don't like the smoky.
I do not. But if anybody does, go Integrin and get that big meat. Tastes like liquid bacon.
That big meat.
Yeah, the big meat. Speaking of Integrin, I went to a Frillings Fest last week. They had or 2 weeks ago. I don't know, one of those. They had their Frillings Fest and had some delicious beverages. They just released their Reinheitsgebot, which is a collaboration. Every year it's a different collab. This year is with Firestone, which was kind of a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's really good, really light, really crisp. Exactly what I want to drink when it's 100 fucking degrees out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. Enough from me. Flex, we got to hear about the dickcation.
So not as many dicks as you'd expect.
Okay.
Boo.
I mean, they didn't get rid of dicks, right? Like they're still all over the pool.
Oh no, they were just ginormous, but not a ton of pool time. For, the Familia de Flex.
See,
did I get that right, Chew?
See, correcto.
But no, so everything was pretty great, except we got caught in rain just about every single day down there. And like real like downpour, people say Florida rain is like, oh yeah, it'll rain for 10 minutes and then it goes away.
But it's warm, it's fine.
But we picked the 1 week to go down to Florida where it actually rained like any regular Midwestern state.
Real rain.
Yeah, it was kind of rough. Few mornings having to blow hair dry the stroller dry.
Oh,
yeah, it was kind of rough, but I had that mindset where I don't care, I'm on vacation.
Yeah, just gonna have fun either way.
Yeah, so I actually drank quite a lot at Epcot, which I was super psyched about.
Give this man a
hell yeah, I got like nine or 10 beers. But Parish, there's a shit ton of Parish brewing around Epcot. I don't know if it was just for their Flower and Garden Festival or what, but I got to try. Let me whip this out real quick. Oh yeah, did you see that?
I whipped this out.
So they had
whip it out. Please and thank you.
Orange Octane Imperial Sour. So it was basically what you hear. It was an orange flavored Imperial Sour, and it was fucking ripping. Like 7%, super awesome in that 88-degree Florida sun.
Nice, yeah.
Super wild there. I got to try all the beers in Germany, which were actually pretty decent. They were hot weather beers, right? Mm-hmm. So you had the Bitburger Pils, classic. The Flensburger Dunkel, which was actually quite refreshing. And they had this Raspberry Radler. The last time we went, it was a grapefruit one, and I don't really like grapefruit very much. This Raspberry Radler was probably one of the best beers I had while being down there. Especially in the heat, it was so god dang refreshing.
I was going to say it sounds really refreshing.
Oh yeah, it was like Radlers are what, like 3%.
Super easy.
They're not much. It's like a wine cooler, but this was the best Radler I've ever had. I've had mangoes and lemons and grapefruits and any fruit under the sun, but the raspberries top notch. I got to try Ghost in the Machine for the very first time.
It was on Piece de la Resistance.
Yeah, it was on tap in the United States of America.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's from the U.S.
Well, yeah. I mean, their other beers were around in other places, but
okay.
Then we went to Canada, and Canada always does a beer flight.
Labatt Blue.
No, I'm trying to.
And Labatt Blue Light.
I actually didn't even take a picture of the Actually, I did. Hold on. Now I got to whip this out.
Oh, pausing.
I took a picture of the Canada Flight. Yeah, it was the Collective Arts Brewing Honey Lager, which was a little sweet for my liking.
Yeah.
Maybe too much honey. Then there was the Glutenberg Blonde Ale, which was just kind of like a regular run-of-the-mill blonde. But 81 Bay Brewing, apricot with maple syrup. I don't know if it was a lager or what, but it was actually really fucking delicious.
Do you just get a taster of each of these, or do you have a full pour?
Well, no, so I got the flight of this, so you get 3 4-ounce pours, as opposed to like the 12-ounce pours for if you get it full. But this was like not super apricot-y, and it wasn't. You're dumb. And it wasn't overly maple syruped either. It was like the perfect balance between the two, and it wasn't overly sweet. It was just really, really good. And my youngest daughter, she's 6.
She loved it.
She loves smelling all the beers I drink. And she could not get enough of the aroma of the apricot maple syrup beer.
Nice.
So good for them. Good for 81 Bay Brewing or 81 Bay. I don't know what it is, but
81 Babe, let us know. Where are you based out of? Are Seriously. You just in Florida? And can we get your beer to try it? Also, I want to know, did any of your Instagram best friends send you to your room without you asking? Did you get yourself into any trouble from one of your Instagram friends this year?
Not this time.
You prepped.
I did prep a little bit.
So wait, you sent him beer to his room?
You didn't hear this story?
No.
We've never talked about this story.
No.
Loud? I did.
Okay, so we went to Disney.
Technically, it was Lou.
No, we went
the last time.
We went to Disney in October of 2021.
Right, the first time you went to the Dick Hotel.
Correct. And we did like an Amazon Fresh order the first day we got there.
Yeah, and I remember you were saying you were sorry you didn't have beer sent.
Yes, and I didn't order beer on the order.
Yeah.
And then, going out to the parks, at that time, the only park that had alcohol was Epcot.
Sure.
Because the Animal Kingdom, like just everything being like COVID-y, I don't even think Animal Kingdom was like selling their beers. So I was messaging, Mel in a group chat one night, and she was joking around about sending me beer because I said I didn't have any. So I sent her the room number, and and that was early in the evening. And then I said, okay, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm putting my phone down. I'm going to bed. And like an hour and a half later, my wife is just like abruptly like shaking me to wake up. And she's like, oh my God, there's a large guy outside our door knocking on our door. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what are you talking about?
Finally, the stripper I ordered is here.
And then I look out the people and I'm like, oh, holy shit. There's like this big ass dude knocking on our door. I have no idea what's going on. And so I open the door and I'm like, hey, can I help you? And he's like, are you Flex? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I need you to, your ID because Lou bought you beer. I was like, what the fuck? And sure as shit, there was like 2 12-packs of beer in the guy's hand.
That's amazing.
And he just had to check my ID. So, of course, I get it. And I go in the room laughing. And my wife is just like, freaking out, completely upset.
What time of night is this?
It was like 10:30.
It was probably like 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10:30. I think I
10:30.
ordered it at 8:30 when you said you were going to bed. I ordered it while you were complaining about beer. And then it was like 30 minutes later, you were going to bed, and I'm like, oh shit, we ordered this beer already. Like, Allie's going to be so mad. I'm like,
yeah,
wait a second. I'm like,
was so
call the
mad.
front desk. Call the front desk. I'm like, Lou, I did not send this beer. You sent it. Call the front desk right now and see if they can receive the beer, and then he can get it in the morning and nobody will be disrupted. And he was on the phone with them for about an hour and a half, and they would not do it. And they went up to the room.
Yeah, that's crazy is that they actually came up to the room, because this time we ordered, I got beer through Amazon Fresh, and they made us meet the employee outside the resort. Otherwise, they wouldn't give us our order.
Weird.
I was okay with them canceling it and just taking the money hit because I was like, oh gosh, she's going to bed. Like, I thought it was the best idea I could ever come up with.
Oh, it was a great idea.
Yeah.
It was
such a great
It was me
idea.
trying to be a good friend, but ultimately
You're a
I
great
see how it
friend.
didn't translate well.
Well, it's hard when the target of the beer goes to bed earlier than most senior citizens.
Well,
Right.
you know.
And his wife also doesn't
Yeah.
like beer, which I understand, but I kind of thought like
don't.
the front desk would like head it off.
Right.
Well, and
I
that's
didn't
the
think
thing,
it
like,
would make it up to his room.
the fact
you
that they
know?
let this guy like
Yeah.
in
On
the resort and like through the lobby
Wild.
and
But like
that was
most
crazy.
Disney hotels, it's easy to get to the rooms without even going past the front desk.
well, that's true.
So
Yeah.
But
I'm
like anytime there's like, because when we did the Amazon order for our food and whatnot,
Yeah.
like they just dropped it off at the bell service.
makes
Correct.
sense.
And
Yeah.
even the alcohol, but they needed an ID. So I understand that. But
Yeah.
any
True.
place that I've been that like I always Uber Eats alcohol and food when we go and stay somewhere because it's just easier than trying to drive around.
Yeah.
And you might have to meet them at the desk, but if you have like a conversation with the front desk person, they usually are willing to show their own ID and then they just
Yeah.
leave it. But that guy was
That's
not
funny.
willing. So sorry. A year
That's
and a half
so
later.
funny.
So sorry.
That
amazing.
it's a funny story to this
It's
day.
part of our history.
That is amazing. I love that.
I laughed really hard.
Yeah.
My wife did not laugh really hard.
I know. No, I know. You forget
So
about
good.
that stuff.
So good. All right. So overall, good trip. Sounds like you did some good research. I'm glad you finally got Ghost in the Machine.
Me too.
Tasty beer.
One thing I will say about Disney, right? So I absolutely love it, right? Magical place. It's great. But people suck.
The employees or the guests?
No, all the guests.
Yeah.
They all suck
They're fucking horrible.
because not one single person has any kind of situational awareness.
None.
And it's like they just are like gawking and awing and oohing at everything. And people, you know, like families walk like 6 wide down the fucking, you know,
Mhm.
park roads. Just have a little bit more decency.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was there one time and we went to City Hall to ask a question, and the person in front of us was complaining. It's also where you go to complain. Was complaining, and she was like, "Well, my daughter only wanted to see Princess Jasmine, and she couldn't see her. All we want is Princess Jasmine." And the poor girl behind the desk was like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. Princess Jasmine isn't out today. You know, we can't guarantee which princesses will be out." She goes, "We've already..." So apparently they brought out like 4 other princesses for her. She's like, "We've already brought out like Sleeping Beauty and Belle." And she started listing off all these things. Like, "We already brought these out just for your daughter." She's like, "Well, it's her birthday." And this went on, and she's screaming at her that her daughter didn't get to see Princess Jasmine. I was like, "You fucking bitch. Like, this is awful. You're the scourge of society."
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Families.
Plan Disney better, people. Plan
Yeah.
it better. It's a planned event. It is not an easy trip, especially if you have kids.
Planning
Well,
goes a long way at Disney
Well, and
World.
that's the thing. And like, everybody's excited to be there,
Right.
you know? So it's like, but just understand that you're there, but there's also 150,000 other people
Right.
around you.
Yeah.
Just,
And they want
you know,
the same experience.
Yeah.
Everybody
just
wants the
keep
same
an eye out.
experience there.
And
Yeah.
if you're walking 6 wide and slow as fuck, maybe you should walk 2 wide
Right.
and continue to walk slow as fuck so everybody else can get around you.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I do,
Super
Flex?
annoying.
I make my squad walk single file in that case, and I'll be like, "Move it,
Well,
let's
yeah,
go.
so that's what
We're moving past these people."
We're
And
the
they
family
know.
that's like, you know, dodging and weaving and
Mhm.
you know, getting around people.
Well, your kids are a little bit younger than mine, but yeah, that's what we do. I'm like, "Come on, keep up."
Yeah, I
Yep.
look like
Who's in
Allen
the back,
Iverson
I'm in
when
the
I'm
front.
there. I'm like doing spin moves around people. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta get to the next slide. My fast pass is about to expire.
Oh, I
kinda
like that.
shit. So.
Lou's always like, "Mel, chill." I'm like, "No, pass these people."
Yeah.
We have
Too
rights to
slow.
ride. God damn it!
Not
Fuck
only
those
just in
people.
general, just
Yeah.
in New York minutes, we don't have time.
Splash Mountain
Single
ain't gonna
file
ride
through here.
itself.
Everybody hook a hand. Let's
Splash
go.
Mountain is closed, Greg.
Oh yeah, now it's gonna be
What?
Princess Tiana's
Why?
something
What do you
adventure.
mean? Wait, stop,
It's-
stop.
They're
Whoa.
changing it to be Princess Tiana's like
Yeah, they're retheming it.
it's same ride, but
same ride, different characters. Yeah,
I do love Tiana's my favorite princess.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Princess Tiana,
So
both
that's
parts.
fine,
Princess Tiana, because Splash Mountain was kind of super racist. So.
Yeah, that's what
Absolutely.
I heard.
I'm fine with them getting, but the actual ride of it all.
No,
is the same.
No, same
The
ride.
track will be the same. Yeah,
Like from the 40s, 50s era where it's dangerous and you might die.
yeah. I mean,
the Viking ride in
40s,
Norway got turned into like the Frozen.
Oh,
ride.
did it?
Yeah.
I like the Viking ride. That's cool how it like turns and goes backwards. And...
Well, yeah, so it's the same thing, but it's all Frozen themed.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually it's probably one of my favorite rides at the parks just based on how well done it was.
Yeah, it's a cool ride.
So I got to tell you this story, right? Last Disney story. Not that anybody fucking cares.
Oh, we've lost everybody by now.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't ride the Peter Pan ride the last time we went. It's super classic, I guess, like built in 1971.
Well, the one out here was super old.
Yeah, so that's even older.
First. Yeah.
So my wife really wanted to ride the Peter Pan ride. I said, fine. We got to the park. The couple hours into it, it was like a 55-minute wait time.
Such a long wait for Peter Pan.
So it said, right? What's 55 plus 55, Greg?
110.
That's how many minutes we fucking waited in line.
That's not
That's how
worth
long
it.
you're going to wait for Peter Pan. It's worth it.
It
not worth it.
was fucking terrible.
It's not a great ride.
And it was the running joke for the rest of the trip because no matter how bad anything was, at least it wasn't the Peter Pan line.
That's true.
You know what?
It was horrid. It was.
That's how I feel about like the Seven Dwarfs. Seven Dwarfs to me, not worth it. Peter Pan, absolutely worth it.
I
No
haven't
way.
been on that one. That one's too new for me.
We don't
what's
go on
new
that
about
because
any one
the
of
wait
them?
is the
There's
wait
the
is always like
oldest.
90 minutes.
Oh, are you
Not-
talking about the Snow White ride? Not the Seven
the
Dwarfs
Seven
Mine
Dwarfs.
Coaster?
Snow White, who cares about her?
Oh,
Whatever.
they're talking about the new
Wait, the
coaster.
Snow White. There's no Snow White thing anymore.
They got rid of it?
Pretty sure.
You're ruining my life.
Just
stop. Let's move on from Disney.
All right, so
Okay.
we're moving on from Disney then. We have a new segment that I want to introduce, and I want listener feedback on this. So a lot of times we talk about, not a lot of times, every fucking show, we talk about news stories. We talk about them, they're funny, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes there are news stories we want to get to that maybe don't lend themselves to funny, snarky flex wit. So I leave them, exactly, I leave them off the rundown. I had a thought, maybe we do a quick, coming up with a name here, news flight or shots of news or something like that, where we just run down these headlines and not a lot of commentary on them and just to inform you. And then don't worry, we'll get to the regular news after that, or as Flex so geniusly came up with, the full pour. So I think
it's pretty good.
that might be the name of another podcast. I hope we don't get sued. Yeah, but in case we're not going to get sued, it's called The Full Pour.
It's so good.
But anyways, so we'll start off real quickly with the news flight. And for those youngsters out there, that's a typewriter. That clicking noise is a typewriter. It's what we had before we had Microsoft Word.
And when the volume is really low, it sounds like scissors cutting something. I'm just going to say, for the record.
Turn it up then. Turn it up.
I'm still just not sure about the flat line at the end because that means somebody's heart has stopped.
It is
it's
very
like,
intense.
it's like breaking news alert.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a
what it
breaking
is.
news thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I can find one without a heart monitor, whatever. Anyways, all right. So news flight. Legislative update from Kentucky. They are phasing out their barrel tax over the next 20 years. This was for distilled spirits. They had a barrel tax on that, and basically all the distilleries in Kentucky were like, yeah, I think we're going to leave Kentucky because it's real expensive here. And so they're starting to phase that out. Mel, are you a Mets fan?
Of course.
Citi Field is going to open up 2 new spots with Montauk Brewing.
Holla.
Brewing, Citi Field. So look forward to that in your next baseball game. Bad news for the Bruery fans. They're going to be closing up their Washington, D.C. shop, but they say they're looking at opening up a satellite tap room somewhere else. Cape May Brewing is going to acquire Flying Fish Brewing, making that the largest and oldest craft breweries all under one company in New Jersey.
Smart.
Massachusetts is extending their cocktails to go through March of 2024. There are some good things that came out of the pandemic, let me tell you. Boston Beer and Beam JV discontinue Sauza Agave cocktails 1 year after launch because they made like $3 the entire time.
Yikes.
Yeah. If you're in Montana and you want to be able to buy booze on Sundays, a new bill has been introduced and moved forward to allow Sunday spirit sales. So get ready.
Hallelujah.
Get ready to get drunk with the Lord.
Leaving Mel with the one-liners.
I love it. She's going to have to be on for every news flight we do. JetBlue is going to start serving Athletic Brewing's non-alcoholic beer on flights, which I'm switching to United after that one.
Mel, let me take this one. Dumb.
Go.
San Juan Seltzer launches Doubles, which will be an 8.4% ABV seltzer, which to I say, it's about fucking time there was a point to drinking seltzers.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And finally, couldn't happen to a nicer brewery, Founders is closing their Detroit brew pub. They announced it last week on the gram. What a shame.
Oh, no.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Everyone's real sad that we're losing a brew pub with a bunch of racist beer. That's Newsfly. So everybody at home, let us know what you thought. I need a new song for The Full Pour, too. We need like 2 different news songs.
You just need me to do all of the sound bites for all of it.
I should have just like a Mel soundboard. Yeah. And she's like, want. Okay. Hallelujah. Be so good.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb. Fuck that.
Smart.
JetBlue,
so
you just lost a customer.
The Lost Abbey. We talked about this when we had Brandon from San Diego Beer News on the show a few weeks ago. The Lost Abbey was looking for a new home. They've found their new home, and that is at Mother Earth Brewing down in San Diego. There's a ton of room down there. They have a huge production facility, and Mother Earth also allowed them to bring in their big-ass fooders for their barrel program.
Fooders.
Sounds like people who like to eat food.
It's
Fooders.
It's fooders.
Yeah. One of those things.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mother Earth, for providing us beer that also breathes everything that you've given us.
Right. Exactly.
And fooders.
And food. Dumbass.
Mother fooders.
You mother fooder. 2 Anheuser-Busch marketing execs were placed on leave, and this is after the whole Bud Light drama. Bud Light package sales and share losses have accelerated since the boycott. Off-premise dollar sales of Bud Light declined 17% for the week ending April 15th, but both Coors Light and Miller Lite off-premise dollar sales increased 17.6%, slightly outpacing Bud Light's decline.
That's fucking crazy.
It is fucking crazy.
Like, that's absolutely obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like, just, seriously.
And it's too bad that like the decrease led to increases in other shitty beer, and not just like maybe we'll go find better beer now and support that, but it's rednecks.
Because as Flex would say, first off, all of the beer is shit. And B, Coors Light and Miller Lite have been supporting LGBTQ plus ? Forever, since the 70s.
Yeah.
And also, America, wake up and also support it. You guys are all dumb.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
it. But it's a B comment.
Yeah. It's a B comment. I love that. Yeah. So whatever. I think it'll all turn back around
and
eventually.
Roman numeral 3.
And this is a good one. In a case of Karen against the judge, plaintiff Carrie Warren was suing
Karen Warren?
Yeah, Molson Coors Topo Chico over their margarita hard seltzer because there was no tequila in the product. Judge threw it out because nowhere on the can does it say there's tequila. Case closed.
That's pretty easy.
It feels kind of easy. Yeah.
Well, did I ever tell you I had the prickly pear Topo Chico margarita?
I don't know.
And you liked it.
It was last summer, and it was really fucking pretty tasty.
Told you.
Really fucking pretty tasty.
Yeah. And it hits with the ABV, too. It was like 7% or something like that.
Oh, wow. Is it better than the Bud Light like holiday pack or whatever it was?
As the kids say these days, hunt it, hunt it, hunt it, hunt it.
Is that what the kids say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they say.
All right, close enough. Belgian Customs destroys Miller High Life for masquerading as champagne.
Crazy, right?
I read this article.
Did you see the videos of it?
They're smashing bottles.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Dumping out all the cans, and there's just this huge heaping pile of empty cans.
It's amazing. According to a joint statement from French champagne trade organization Le Comité Interprofessionnel de Vente de Champagne.
Holy shit, that was good.
Thanks. I'm hard. Or CIVC, and the General Administration of Belgian Customs, 2,352 cans of Miller High Life were destroyed earlier 2 weeks ago because of the champagne of beers thing. A shipment of Miller High Life was sent through Belgium on its way to Germany, but custom workers looked at the packaging and decided that the champagne on the label was in violation of France's protected designation of, champagne. Because of that PDO, as they're calling that, protected destination of origin. PDO. Because of that PDO, the Comité Champagne was alerted about the Miller High Life label, and it ordered the Belgian authorities to destroy all 2,352 cans of beer. The beer was demolished in Belgium earlier this week with the YPRES, with the utmost respect for environmental concerns by ensuring that the entire batch, both contents and container, was recycled in an environmentally responsible manner. The German company that was expecting the delivery was informed of the beer's fate and did not try to contest the Comité Champagne's decision.
Okay, so I can actually speak to this.
Oh.
Because I know that the champagne is very specific. Sorry.
Right.
Excuse me.
To the Champagne region.
It's a very specific grape. It's a very specific region. So even if it's bubbly and we're like, oh, grab some champagne, you might be grabbing Champenois or Prosecco.
Or as Wayne Campbell
wine,
says, sparkling white wine.
Or sparkling white wine. But people that know their bubbly know that champagne only comes from one origin. So I can see how they would think it would encroach on their territory. But also, it's America. It's beer, and there's just no comparison to beer versus actual champagne.
Agreed.
Yeah.
From that region in France.
I love it.
So you guys, come on, lighten up. I know you hate us, but
yeah. Do you think they're just doing it because they hate us or they hate our shitty beer?
I think they're very serious about their grapes and how they make their champagne.
Oh, I know France.
I think it's legit.
But this went to Belgium.
Yeah,
not
it went
France.
to Belgium.
I think that it's the European Union,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they're home.
They ain't fucking around. They're like, America, we hate you. Bounce.
Yeah. And you're
talking to my French neighbor, because he's from France.
Oui.
Like a conehead. And we're from France, Greg? Come on. Coneheads?
Dude, I haven't seen that since like the 80s.
Wow.
I was like 3.
Culture yourself.
Yeah, I should.
So he invited me over last summer for some beers. And we were talking, and he's like, started talking to me about wine, and, they like drinking wine. And I was like, oh, yeah, you've probably had a lot of champagne, being in France. And he's like, is that just like so much better than like any other wine? And like, he just kind of looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, like, I'm just trying to make conversation. Like,
right.
You don't have to be condescending to me.
That's funny. Well, he's French. He does have to be condescending.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oui. We'll end it on this one.
Yeah.
An American Airlines passenger allegedly, I love the allegedly, as if everyone on the plane didn't see it, urinates on another passenger mid-flight.
I was really hoping to not have a urination story today.
Oh, you're not in the R. Kelly mood?
Well, I was just thinking, Mel's laughing her ass off. I actually thought you were going to bring up me pissing in Disney Springs, because the one story we had of the guy who was like pissing like all over somewhere. Yeah.
Did you?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, instead we have this guy in American Airlines then.
All right, go on.
That passenger on board American Airlines Flight 292 from JFK en route for Delhi got into an argument with another passenger and then allegedly proceeded to urinate on them. According to the flight crew, the urinator was inebriated. Shocking. The incident was reported to authorities prior to arrival, and both passengers were turned over to local police. An allegedly inebriated passenger relieved himself on another passenger, said a senior official. American Airlines has recorded the statements of both passengers and handed over the passengers to law enforcement agencies. An FAR has been lodged. The urinate incident follows a similar outpour, from last month, in which a different passenger on a New York to Delhi trip peed on someone. What is going on with New York to Delhi flights?
Here's my question. Does the urinee just sit there and take it?
That's like, what I'd rip his dick off.
Until said urinator is like finished?
Yeah. Hey, are you done, bud? Are you done over here?
And then he has like a qualm and he's like, hey, look, I have an issue with this. Or does he stop him like mid-flow and he's like, whoa, bud.
Did he turn Alaskan all of a sudden? I have an issue with this. Yeah, I'd be punching him right in the dick.
Well, then you're going to spray it everywhere.
That's true. Yeah.
I know it's a long flight, but can we all show respect for one another?
And they have bathrooms.
Seems extreme. Yeah, it seems extreme.
Yeah, let me ask you guys a question. What would it take for you to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to piss on this guy.
I don't know, because it's really not my first thought when I want to beat somebody up or I'm mad at them.
Or if
and
you're mad
also
at them.
not on a plane, but on a beach. If somebody was stung by a jellyfish, I would do that for them.
Yeah,
well, 100%.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes.
People. I
get
hate
the
people.
sting out of
I
you.
love my people.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I'm going to pee on someone unless they ask me to do it.
Well, yeah,
and
so that's
it's
my
not going to
point.
be on
Like,
a plane.
what goes through somebody's mind where they're just like, fuck it, I'm going to piss on you?
Yeah,
It feels real weird. That's not even that bad of a fuck you to someone.
I don't know.
do
It's pretty bad
worse.
because then they're covered in pee.
Yeah. But also it's like sterile. They could do much worse.
Right. You could drink it if you wanted to.
Oh.
What do you mean? It smells really
Just
bad.
the point.
Yeah.
Getting the point across.
Yeah, it's a weird like angry flex to pee on someone.
Yeah, it's like spitting on someone. Like,
yeah, I mean from a germ
like,
standpoint.
Yeah, germs, whatever. But it's like a little bit of spit. It's like,
spit on it for me.
Jesus Christ,
too far.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
It's like 3 seconds too late because I think she was laughing on the inside.
Yeah,
and then said it.
She had to catch up with the rest. Oh,
laughing is real today, people.
So anyways, hold it in if you're on a flight to Delhi. That's all I got to say.
Just stop peeing on people.
Yeah, unless it's asked for.
Who knew there was a public service announcement to just stop pissing on people? Please.
Hey Flex, would you call that a PSA?
I'd say you nailed that one.
I think that's where we drop the mic and get the fuck out of here. It's not getting any better than that one.
Nope.
Don't worry, I'll review my beer on the next show.
Oh shit, you didn't review your beer.
Stop. You did all the Disney stuff. That wasn't the review.
I feel like such a dick. I was so into your Disney beers that I totally forgot about your current beer.
I thought that's what it was.
Hey Flex, would you like to talk about your beer?
Not anymore.
I feel like a dick. Oh,
you need me to come
Flexi.
back for part 2 now.
Oh,
All I know is Chew's gonna fucking love this episode.
oh, this is Mel's fault. It's almost 10%. It's a triple IPA. Flex, would you like to talk about your beer?
No, I'm totally cool with not talking about my beer.
You want to just give a shout out to what you're drinking?
No.
Or should we just say, hey, Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa.
Like such a
it's such a weird thing to do now.
Exit stage
I know.
left.
He's drinking Oliphant Brewing, everybody. Oh. And I'm sure it's delicious. It's got some
It's
nice,
really good. It's like
nice lacing on it.
it's packed with like guava and papaya.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, it sounds so good.
it's a triple IPA. It's
Yeah.
super good. But don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
I feel like such an asshole. Back to being an asshole over here. Oh, see if I can dig myself out. Hi, Vanessa, as Mel said a second ago.
Hey Vanessa, I'll tell you about my beer.
Call him. He'll tell you about it. What a fucking dick I am. craftbeerpoet.com at Beergirl_Mel. Not the full name, who cannot compose herself. Flex me beer underscores in between. Mel, thanks for hanging with us this week.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
Absolutely. Jesus Christ, what a dick. I hope everyone's staying very well hydrated.
Well, on that note.
Good night, everybody.
And also, Beergirl Mel out.